So hello you guys and welcome back to another episode of Dark Souls 3, a beginner's walkthrough. And what we're going to be doing today is we are going to do a bit of exploring of the Crucifixion Woods. And as you see, I switched up our armor, so we are now using the Fallen Knights armor set. And the reason for that is that it is quite a bit less heavy than the regular knight set, so that keeps us a nice bit of weight on this 70 mark. That makes us fat roll. So that is it. We are going to travel to the Farron Keep, and the first thing we want to do is we want to go and grab some ashes that will unlock some options for weapon infusement. What we actually want to do is we want to put a heavy infusion on our claymore. So that's the first thing we're going to be doing here. So we want to climb up the ladder here where the two NPCs used to be. And as you also might have noticed, I'm now using the butcher knife, and I am going to be upgrading this weapon as well as our claymore, since it's very useful in certain situations. So I am going to be switching around with these two weapons. So let's just avoid the big crap here. And that is. Let's use my Estus here. And now the nice thing about the butcher knife is that it actually gives us HP as we hit our enemies successfully. Notice that guy down there? This is not an enemy you necessarily want to be messing with. It's what we call a Black Knight, and they are pretty tough. So we will take him on in a minute, but first we are going to go and get the souls. No, sorry, not the souls, but the coal, of course. The coal is located down here, and we want to pick these up. So how you buff this weapon is you put it in two hands and then you press L2. This will buff the weapon, and as you see, it uses a bit of FP when you're doing that. So let's see if we can take this guy. I'm actually not sure we can, but we're going to give it a try. Oh, I really wanted a backstab there. There we go with the backstab. Again. And once again. I think that's it. Yeah, there we go. And we actually got pretty nice loot from that. Black Knight armor and an ember. Always useful with an ember. So what we are going to be doing now is we're going to track back to where we come from. And of course our friend here will follow us. So we are just going to be avoiding him for now. You can take him on, but if you're not used to Dark Souls, I wouldn't recommend it for now. We can always come back for him later. He actually holds a ring. I think it's called the Great Swamp Ring, which boosts pyromancy skills. So if you're playing as a pyromancer, you would have started with this, but if you're playing as a sorcerer, it could actually be quite useful if you want to use pyromancies as well, or if you want to use them as your knight. You don't necessarily have to play the same way as I do, but I don't use magic that much. So now in here there is a couple of enemies. The most dangerous one is on the top here. He's a sorcerer, so watch out for that. As you see, very painful, and he actually killed us. So we will track back once more. Quite a nice walk through this, getting you killed all the time. But as I said earlier, don't be afraid to die. That's the main thing about Dark Souls, is that you will die a lot of times during your playthrough, so don't be afraid of it. Now I don't think we actually got our souls back before, so there is really not that much. Wow. Again, that was really bad. So, at least we got him this time. And now I actually don't remember if the loot up here is worth anything, but I guess we'll figure out. Is it a ring of sacrifice or something? I guess it is. Yeah, it is. Again, not that useful, although I could have used it before to keep my souls, but never mind that. We'll be coming back up here. And the Golden Falcon shield here. I think this is a relic from Dark Souls 2 actually. And what is this out here? Is it Green Blossom, I guess? Yeah, it is. And as you see, we have another one of those big crabs. I'm just going to ignore him for now. There is a bonfire very close to here. I want to get rid of these guys. They will poison you. That's basically the only real threat about those. And the bonfire is here behind our friend, the dog. I think I've already made my feelings about dogs in Dark Souls really clear. So we're going up here and we will light our bonfire. Have a rest. And now we will be going to grab another Estus shard actually. You want to come up here. These guys can hit really hard. They do this charging attack. So watch out for that. Down he goes. There will be a couple of more of them over here. Now what they are tended to do is that if you go the other way around, they can actually do a surprise attack on you here. They will jump down and do a plunge on you. Now notice that there is two of these huge monsters here. So we want to watch out for them. Let's see if we can aggro him. We could. Here he comes. just need to sort out the camera here. And the good thing about those guys is that they can actually be stun locked. So you might want to do that. There we go. And another Titanite shot actually. Pretty good loot again. Now we won't be going into the boss fight quite yet, but I do want to show you something else here. First of all, you want to take out this guy as he awakens the other guys that are like sitting around here. And always go for the big guy first. A heretic staff. We want to come up here. Watch out for the enemy deer. And another wooden shield, why not? And there is a crystal lizard here, and you will be noticing that we've been in this actual area before. If you could just let me have my crystal lizard, that would be nice. Thank you, sir. Crystal gem. This is something that's used for infusing weapons as well. And now that's actually what I went in here for. So I wanna... do I wanna track back? Yeah, I wanna track back. We will track back to our bonfire, and I will go back and upgrade our Estus flask, and I will be back in a short while. So we are back at the Crucifixion Woods, and what you guys probably will notice is that I switched out our weapon again to the Claymore. I did go ahead and infuse it, so it's now a heavy Claymore. Now we do get a heavy gem from that guy that once was part of the Abyss Watchers. All you really gotta do after that is go to Andre the Blacksmith and use the infused weapon option. I did also upgrade our Estus flask, so we now have 8 uses. So now, and as you see there, we did one-shot that guy this time, and just a nice amount of damage from this now. I want to come back here. Notice that the enemy is back. And I actually wanted to do a backstab on him, but doesn't really matter. Now we will go down here and come on up here, where we will meet another NPC. This is the Sorcerer Master. So what's required to get him back to Firelink Shrine is that you need 10 in intelligence, and we don't have that, so I'm actually not able to move him back to Firelink Shrine. So we're going to ignore him. We're not going to be needing him for this playthrough anyways. But the reason I wanted to come here is that we can actually make things a bit easier for us with this road, where we can do a plunging attack on this guy. Notice that there is actually quite a lot of enemies here. We just want to take them out. Nothing too difficult here. Now I wanted to show you something. If you are having a particularly hard time with this boss, you can use an Ember here, or if you are already embered, you are actually able to summon Aegon for this fight. You know, Aegon, the guy who watched out for the Faith Lady, Irina of Carim, I think she's called. And we got another crystal gem. That's really nice. So the boss fight will start up here. And as you see, we have the option to actually bring in a couple of other players if we wanted that. But we are going to be trying this out solo for the first time, that is. Not for the first time, but on our first try. Now, my tip for this guy, I should say, is to just kind of be aggressive with him. He doesn't really have these very dangerous attacks, but he will, as you see here, transport himself. And he will also be getting a couple of clones. That was actually a clone I took out there. I didn't think he will use those quite yet. Well, this is going well. Now, this is our second try, so let's see if we can do this without screwing up. I might have gotten a bit too aggressive before, actually. Oh, not again. Jump around him. Just get in the amount of damage you're able to. Oh, I wasn't actually ready for the clones just before. I thought that only came later on in the fight. Like, now I know that the clones will be here. So we need to watch out for those as well. I noticed that he is the purple one. So we're doing a little bit better now. I think we should be able to take him out next time we get to him. Just gotta figure out where he is. He is down here. So quite a lot going on here, actually. Oh, that's really not nice. You gotta be kidding me, right?